The expression I use is I say we're all masterpieces and works in progress simultaneously. So to be human is to be extraordinary. I have a quote which says, even on your worst day, you're a living miracle. If you think about the trillions of reactions that are happening just within the biochemistry of our physicality, it's overwhelming. That we can eat food with friends at a dinner table and our body will take care of the process of digestion, when to secrete the bile from the bile duct, when to release more hydrochloric acid to break down the food. The mechanisms that then have to actually occur as it goes through the small intestine, food is separated, absorbed, and then it's taken to the cellular level, and there's all of this metabolism that takes place at an even deeper level, so that the apple that you just ate at some point will become a liver cell. I mean, that is just mind-blowing, like magic, right? Yet we don't think about it. So when you really understand the endless myriad of transactions that are happening in the human brain and the human body that actually gives us the experience of being alive, it's humbling. You kind of can't help but feel a sense of gratitude and grace by virtue of the fact that I have as a human, I have the capacity to see the people I love. I have the capacity to communicate the way that I feel about myself, life, and others. The fact that I can smell the sense, that I can hear the dulcet tones of a loved one or a child telling me what they feel. And I can taste the extraordinary abundance of these different flavors that we get to experience by virtue of Mother Nature. Just those 5 senses that we take for granted every day. From when you really get it, it becomes impossible to not revere life, your own and others, to recognize what an immaculate conception every being is, by virtue of the gift that it is that we get to experience life at all. Being human is the opportunity. And so when you recognize that by virtue of your birth, by virtue of being here, and again, I am not in any way diminishing or dismissing the hardship that many people go through. There are people literally starving. I can talk about the joys of tasting food and people are like, well, that's great for you. I don't have any. And so that is something that collectively we have to do a better job of, right? There is such an equality. That is, to me, something that really hit home many years ago, was that just to be alive is itself a miracle. And from that moment forth, I stopped berating myself. I'm not perfect. And there's so much humility and patience that we can develop when we understand that and then afford others. If we could afford each other just a little bit more patience, a little bit more compassion, a little bit more empathy for the fact that it is difficult, it is sometimes challenging to take on a new task, and that's okay, then that again would make for a much more loving and accepting society. But within that, we never neglect the magic that it is to be a human being, and honestly, to be any form of